this life was all I ever wanted.
I'm not leaving. Not yet.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We gotta hit the streets, make some money.
People like us must destroy people like him. Buckle up.
Get Showtime free at Showtime.com.
Dan Ige defeats Edson Barboza. Now, this one was highly disputed, although I guess even that would not be the most disputed one. This was supposed to be Edson Barboza's featherweight debut. He also loses to Ige via split decision. One more time, BC, I'll let you have the first crack at this one. What did you make of the decision? We'll talk about what it means for both competitors here in a second. But the decision, how it was weighed, the fight itself, what do you think?
The judges got it right again. Close-ass fight. 2-1 for Ige. Look, Barboza showed you in round one exactly who he is, which means he's a dominant striker who took the gamble of moving down in weight and was clearly the bigger man and landed the most telling blow of that first round. Now, I think the most important strike, though, of that first round was Ige getting up and landing the flying knee and letting Barboza know this is not going to be a walkthrough. But from there, Luke, I gave Ige the next 2 rounds, and I think, again, disputed decision, yes. It comes down to that third round. It was a fairly even round. I just saw Ige as the guy who went after it. And that's the key in the end. The activity, the intention, the aggression. He really came out of his shell here because, yeah, he had a 5-fight win streak coming in, but none of those were against the class of Barboza, the potential danger of Barboza. He showed you the heart, the IQ, the poise, everything you need to see. Yes, that's a clean but close win for Dan Ige. If you had it for Barboza, it doesn't mean you don't know how to score. But again, can we stop with the robbery here? From this fight all the way down even to Song Yadong. These are close fights, Luke. It's what you preferred in the end.
Yeah, so I had this one. I was on the opposite side of you. I thought that I was glad to see Dan win in the sense that I know he's a nice guy and has worked really hard. I had thought that Edson had done enough in the end to merit it. But I got to tell you, when the fight was over, and we can talk about what it means for featherweight here in just a second, my big takeaway from this one was I did not think that, I mean, first of all, Edson looked huge at 145, and I thought Dan continues to get better incrementally, fight over fight over fight over fight. He really is a case study in what it means to improve in real time. But for Barboza, here's what I learned about Barboza in this one. He's trying to refresh things at 145. Paul Felder's like, the dude was eating pastas and baked potatoes like it was nothing at 155. He can make it easier than you might think. Okay, fine. He can make it easier than we think. It's not that much of a drain. It's not like Aldo going to 135, which seemed damn near impossible, you know, if you had watched the Mark Hominick fight. On the other hand, I don't think every fighter can do what Dan Ige did, which is to say, you know, get in his face, slug it out with him, take some big shots, show resiliency, push back, the whole 9 yards. I don't think every fighter can do that in that division. But I'll say this, the ones that can, all are going to. The blueprint for how to beat Edson is known at this point. And I don't, again, let me be clear about this. It's not that, oh, that's the blueprint. Everybody can just go look at it and then go execute it. I don't think that's true. But I think that if Dan Ige, who is a surging talent in that division, can at least get as close as he did, and maybe for some people cross the finish line, there's going to be most folks above him that are probably going to be able to execute that on some kind of a reasonable level, which is to say you might be getting some fresh matchups and he might get some big wins down there. But this idea of crowding his space, of getting inside boxing range, of pushing him backwards, of never letting him get rest, they're all going to follow this now. So you're running from the problems at 155, and there's probably some, you know, fresh territory at 145, but probably not like he hopes there would be, BC. And for that reason, I don't know how much I like this 145 move all that much.
I don't like it at all, Luke. I'd love to be able to debate you on the opposite side, but Barboza does not belong at this weight class. It sucked on his gas tank way too much. You saw that. Yeah, he did gut it out to make that third round competitive where it was essentially kind of a flip 'em round, but yet at the same time, I felt like you saw corners of being diminished in terms of you're waiting for that natural explosion to come, but it's not there because it's too much of a sacrifice on his body. Against the very elite, Barboza has a great chin and a great will, right? We saw him, I mean, how the hell did he go the distance against Khabib? It was almost criminal, the abuse he took. He's going to take a lot of abuse, I think, at featherweight. The only thing is, like, the strikes won't be as heavy. He'll be able to endure them, but it's all going to add up over time. I think it's just bad luck. Here's a great, a really good fighter who have shown you flashes of greatness in his career. He just happens to be in the deepest and most dangerous division before this fight in UFC history, where a guy that talented could lose 4 out of his last 5 against the very, very best. It is what it is. I'm not saying he can't continue at featherweight and think maybe I have a shorter path to a title, but I think we know how it's going to end, Luke. I think we know the end of the book here, and it's kind of sad, but it is what it is.
Well, again, I wouldn't want to say he can't get nice wins at that weight class. He probably can. I just don't think a reinvention is exactly possible down a weight class. It's just too tough for him at this point.
This life was all I ever wanted.
I'm not leaving. Not yet.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We gotta hit the streets, make some money.
People like us must destroy people like him. Buckle up.
Get Showtime free at Showtime.com.